Alright, we are going to talk about the pineal gland in this video. This is going to be a pretty short video because we don't have a whole lot to talk about with the pineal gland, but it is an important part of the endocrine system and for our body's function. So the pineal gland is also located up in the brain. So it is back here near the thalamus, which is this area right here. And so we can see that pineal gland right back here at the kind of top of that brainstem area, not too far from our hypothalamus and pituitary gland over there. The rest of this we will learn in much more detail in lab later on in the semester when we do the nervous system. So the pineal gland is a really important gland for our sleep. All right, so the pineal gland is made out of cells called pinealocytes. They are known to produce and secrete the hormone melatonin, which is actually derived from the neurotransmitter serotonin. And melatonin is going to get produced based on light received from the environment. So more light is going to signal into the nervous system to the hypothalamus, which is going to then signal through the nervous system through this spinal cord and brainstem area over here to the pineal gland, which is going to change the production of melatonin. So lots of light is going to decrease the production of melatonin, and then decreased light is going to increase the production of melatonin. So this is why melatonin supplements are pretty popular for helping with sleep, because melatonin is super important for our sleep. So this secretion of melatonin can influence the circadian rhythm for the body, which are the dark light fluctuations. This impacts sleepiness and wakefulness, but also appetite and body temperature. Interestingly, children actually tend to have much higher levels of melatonin than adults do, and the theory for that is that the higher levels of melatonin might prevent the release of gonadotropins, which are going to inhibit the onset of puberty. This is just a theory at this point in time, a hypothesis, so we're not absolutely positive about this, but we think that's maybe what's going on, but it needs to be explored in a lot more detail. And then another area of research right now is how melatonin functions as an antioxidant, which is going to help remove certain toxic and harmful particles from our body. So that's a current area of research, and we just don't have a lot of information on that. So melatonin production can be impacted by a lot of things. So our artificial lighting that we have in our houses is going to obviously signal that there's still light coming in, and so we should not be producing melatonin, which is why certain sleep tips focus a lot on starting to flip lights off as you're getting ready to go to bed and start decreasing how much light is around, so that your body gets that signal that, oh, the light's going away, we need to increase that production of melatonin, which is going to in turn make you sleepy. And so jet lag is also closely tied into the function of this pineal gland and that melatonin production. So jet lag is what happens when somebody travels across several time zones, and then their sleep cycle, that circadian rhythm, is kind of skewed. So they tend to feel a lot more sleepy during the day and wide awake at nighttime. And the reason for this is that traveling across these multiple time zones can really significantly disturb that light-dark cycle that's regulated by melatonin, and it can take several days for that synthesis to adjust to the new dark light patterns. So that's what jet lag is. And then this is where that melatonin supplement kind of came into play initially, is with that jet lag and trying to artificially force that melatonin production. But again, kind of changing your bedtime routine a little bit to reduce the amount of light that is being taken in by your eyes and stuff can really help. Obviously, there's a lot of other causes to having a hard time sleeping and stuff like that, but that is one thing that you can try if you've not tried that before. And that wraps up the pineal gland video. In the next video, we will talk about gonadal and placental hormones.